The mysterious disappearance of the Sodder children, a 78-year-old cold case. December 24th, 1945. A quiet Christmas Eve turns into a living nightmare for the Sodder family in Fayetteville, West Virginia. A fire engulfs their home, but when the flames settle, 5 of their children are missing. No remains, no answers, just decades of chilling theories. What really happened that night? Was it a tragic accident or something far more sinister? Stay with us as we unravel one of America's most baffling unsolved mysteries. George and Jenny Sodder were an Italian immigrant couple living the American dream. They had 10 children, a successful business, and a peaceful life. But beneath the surface, tensions brewed. George was vocal about his opposition to Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, leading to conflicts within their community. Some claim this led to threats against his family. On Christmas Eve 1945, after a festive evening, the family went to bed. But around 1 a.m., a sudden fire broke out. George and Jenny escaped before their children, but the remaining 5, Maurice 14, Martha 12, Louis 9, Jenny 8, and Betty 5, were trapped upstairs. Or were they? George desperately tried to save his children, but a series of strange events stopped him. The phone line had been cut, preventing them from calling for help. His ladder, which he always kept against the house, was missing, making rescue impossible. His trucks, which he planned to use to climb into the house, wouldn't start, though they had worked fine earlier that day. The water barrel was frozen solid, removing any hope of using it to douse the flames. By morning, the house was reduced to ashes. Authorities concluded that the children had perished in the fire. However, there was one major problem. No bones or human remains were found in the rubble. A house fire at that temperature couldn't completely cremate bones. This was the first major red flag. Adding to the mystery, the official cause of the fire was ruled as faulty wiring. However, George Sodder had recently had the house rewired by a professional electrician, who confirmed that the wiring was in perfect condition. Over the years, bizarre clues surfaced that pointed toward a possible abduction rather than a tragic accident. A witness claimed to have seen a man watching the Sodder children in the days leading up to the fire. This same man was reportedly seen speeding away from the scene that night. A telephone operator later stated that the family's phone line hadn't been burned, but rather deliberately cut. A woman at a Charleston hotel claimed to have seen the missing children in the days following the fire. According to her, they were accompanied by 2 adults who prevented them from speaking. The Sodders received a chilling photograph in 1968 of a man resembling their missing son, Louis, now an adult. On the back of the photo was an eerie handwritten note. Louis Sodder. I love Brother Frankie. Illo Boys. A 90132 or 35. What really happened to the Sodder children? Here are the 3 most prominent theories. Mafia kidnapping. Some speculate that the children were taken as leverage against George due to his outspoken political views. Italian mafia activity was present in the area at the time, and some believe this was a targeted act of revenge. Child trafficking. Given the reports of the children being seen with adults after the fire, some theorists believe they were abducted and sold into a human trafficking ring, a case of mistaken identity. Others suggest that the children were taken due to a mix-up, possibly by people involved in illegal adoption rings who needed children to pass off as their own. Despite extensive investigations, the fate of the Sodder children remains unknown. The surviving Sodder family members spent their lives searching for answers, but no definitive proof ever surfaced. The case remains open, haunting Fayetteville and the true crime community to this day. What do you think happened that night? Was it a tragic accident, a mafia kidnapping, or something even more sinister? Let us know your theories in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more chilling mysteries. Sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that remain unsolved.